Lesson learned about word being your bond. There was another few individuals that lived up in the area that knew me via their fathers or whatever, that knew my grandfather. I don't know. And one day I got a call at the office and I'm going to New York with my brother, the wife. The wives and take your girl. I got a friend of mine coming with his wife and so on. We're going to go to a place on 6th Avenue. I'd like you to come. I said, all right. You don't really refuse them. So I said, all right. So that night we drove to New York. And we got there. I'll never forget, he was sitting at one end of the table. I was sitting at the far end of the table. And he wanted sangria, for whatever reason, I don't know. I wasn't a sangria drinker or whatever, but he wanted sangria. I don't think he was a drinker either, but sangria was his choice. And they turned and they said, sir, we don't have any fruit. He said, well then, I'd like you to get some. So he gave the guy a $100 bill. And he said, I'll be right back. He said, go to the corner and I'm sure there's a store, wherever you could pick up some nice fresh oranges and stuff like that. And before you know it, they were back in 5 minutes and making a sangria at our table. And I don't think the water glasses ever got below a half an inch. They were filled. There was maybe 10, 12 of us, and there at least were 4 to 6 waiters. When his hand went up, they were there within 1 to 2 seconds. Not that they were feared. I guess his name carried enough respect. I'll never forget the bill came. Must have been about between 12 and 1400. He turned to the waiter and he said, give it to the guy at the end of the table. Give it to my friend. My eyes opened like, like silver dollars, and I said, okay. Took out my American Express, paid for it, turned to my girl and said, you think we got enough to cover this? She goes, yeah, I think we do. So with that, he said, let's go to a new disco opening up in town on 59th. So we went. Entry was like $15 to get in per person, and we had a couple of drinks which were about $15 a piece. The bill was another $500, $600, whatever it was. And he said, okay. I said, we're going to go, Joe? He said, yeah. So off we went. But before we went, he turned to the waiter and he said, give the bill to my friend. Here I am going, you got to be kidding me. He didn't really want to say no, so I took out my card and paid for it. Now we're talking $2,000 or more. I turned to my girlfriend on the way home and said, you think we can cover it? She said, I hope so. The lesson here that I'm going to get to very, very quickly is your word is your bond. Your word means something. There was a courier that came in, and my receptionist called me on the phone in my office and said, sir, yes, there's a courier here to see you, and he wants to see only you. I said, okay, send him in. He did. Came in. Are you Mr. Scally? I said, yes, I am. He said, this is from. I said, okay. He opened up the envelope, and there was $2,100 cash. It was wrapped in a note, and the note read, I just wanted to know what you were made of. Love you. And he signed his name. You think that would work in today's world? You think we got that kind of honor, respect, that allegiance? Possibly. I don't know. But I do know it works for me. It worked for me, and it will work for me till I go out of here. Thank you.